Bonjour et bienvenue chez François. Today's recipe is Cherry Tomatoes Small Tarte Tatin. In French, Tartelettes Tatin de tomates cerises. Et voilà, here are all the ingredients that we need to cook this recipe. So I've got sliced red onions, but we can use shallots instead, it's fine. We have fresh herbs, I've got oregano, I've got basil, and I've got thyme. We have cherry tomatoes, so I've got about 500 grams of cherry tomatoes, it's 1 pound of cherry tomatoes. I have 1 cup of sugar, I have black olives, salt and pepper, balsamic vinegar. I use the reduction balsamic vinegar, easy to find in all supermarkets. I've got Parmesan cheese. I've got minced garlic with butter. I'm going to melt that together. Puff pastry. And to cook our little snacks, our little bites, I'm going to use muffin tins, 2 of them. As you can see, I've got a cutter just slightly bigger than the holes of the muffin tin. To download the recipe and the list of ingredients, please visit my website www.chezfrancois.net. So first, we are going to start with the red onions. We are going to caramelize them with sugar. And I am adding the red onions. I'm going to sweat the onions before I add the sugar and the cherry tomato. So my red onions are almost there. As you can see, they are sweating quite well. So at this stage, about 4 minutes from the beginning, I'm going to start adding a little bit of sugar. Just 3 teaspoons so far. Mix it, as you can see. Very nice smell. So we need to cook it a little bit longer before adding the cherry tomatoes. So my cherry tomatoes are chopped, so I'm going to add them to the pot. I am going to add a little bit of thyme at this stage, fresh thyme. Perfect with tomatoes. I will leave the rest of the herbs like basil and oregano for the end, just as a little bit of decoration. Here we go. It's all getting there. Nice sweaty onions, and the tomatoes are starting to cook and getting caramelized as well thanks to the sugar. So let it cook for 5 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to melt the minced garlic and the butter in the microwave for just 20 seconds. Then we have here the butter melted with the garlic. And now you are going to brush each compartment. So we are brushing each compartment of the tin, which will help the tarte tatin to detach more easily. So we are going to put the tins in the fridge, And the butter, the garlic, are going to solidify, so it will be perfect before we bake the tarts in the oven. So this is perfect. We are going to let it cool. So it cooked for, let's say, 5 minutes. So we're going to leave it on the side. Pastry, I'm going to add a little bit of flour and just slightly roll it. We don't need to roll it too much because we don't want too thin rings. So here we go. And I'm going to cut 6 rings. Each tin has got 6 compartments, so I only need 6 rings per pastry. And I've got 2 sheets. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Et voila. So let's put a little bit of flour. And I'm going to put them on my board. So here we go. I need a total of 12 for the 2 tins. So I have my 12 rings. I'm just going quickly to pierce each of them with a fork. So it will help the vapor to escape. Et voilà. I'm going to slice the olives. You don't need too many black olives. Maybe let's do 10, and you can slice more if you think that you need some more. So I am preparing the balsamic vinegar caramel. I am using all the rest of the sugar. So we have used 3 or 4 teaspoons for the tomatoes. I am now going to use the rest here with the balsamic vinegar. So this is cooking and it's hot, it's melting. So that's the balsamic vinegar reduction. Put it all there. Now stir, reduce the heat a little bit. Stir everything together. It's very nice. So let it cook together. As you can see, the caramel process has started. So let it on the stove at very low temperature until we use it. How beautiful. So I have my tin, my muffin tin here out of the fridge. As you can see, everything, the butter is now solidified. So it will be easy to detach the little tart once baked. So I'm just going to start by adding the tomatoes. So here we go. I like the cut part to be up just for presentation reason, because once it's reversed, it will look so much better. So I've got some onions left. Now we are going to use a little bit of olive everywhere. My oven is ready. So my caramel is now ready to use. I'm going to pour a little bit of caramel everywhere. Finishing the caramel, and I do suggest that you put the pan in hot water immediately, otherwise if the caramel dry, it will be very difficult for you to clean this. So I am now going to add the pastry. So just dust a little bit of flour if there's too much. So here we go, put it on top, and then with a knife just make sure you have the edge inside. Here we go. Finally, with a knife, just pierce the center so it will release the steam. So I'm slightly going to butter the pastry before baking it. So this is ready to go in the oven. We're going to bake them for 20 minutes. So here are my little cherry tomatoes tarte tatin out of the oven. I'm going to let them cool a little bit, not too long because of the caramel. We don't want everything to stick together. Once it's cool, I will just use another tray just to flip them over. So before you flip them, just use a knife and try to detach slightly the edges. So I baked my 2 tins on top of a baking tray. I have the same baking tray, the same size here, that I'm going to put on top like a sandwich, and very quickly we're going to flip it. So we're going to remove it slowly. Here we go. So that's beautiful. As you can see, one is still there. So we're going to take a spoon and remove it. Et voila. So I suggest that you put those tins in hot water quickly so the caramel will not be a nightmare to clean. I'm just going to rearrange the little tarts. So let's rearrange the little tarts. Let them cool down a little bit, and we're going just to decorate them with some fresh herbs. So I am now going to transfer carefully my little tart in this plate. I've just added a little bit of dry oregano just for decoration. So you don't want to let them cool down too much or too long in this tray because of the caramel. So I'm just going to decorate a little bit each tarte tatin. So I'm using basil just for a little green color. It's cute. So I'm just adding a little bit of rocket for this one. So you can serve it as a starter, but you can serve it as well as a cocktail party snack. Et voilà! My cherry tomatoes tarte tatin are ready to be served. This is delicious. Please visit my website to download the full recipe with the list of ingredients. Thank you, merci, à bientôt.